Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Tony Robbins is one of the most successful motivational speakers in the world. He has helped millions of people reach their full potential and achieve their goals. As a personal coach, he has advised personalities such as Bill Clinton, Serena Williams, and now he devotes his attention to your finances. In this video, we present you with an excerpt from his book, The 7 Easy Steps to Financial Freedom. Based on meticulous research and interviews with more than 50 star investors, such as Warren Buffett or star hedge fund manager Carl Icahn, Robbins has developed the best strategies for your private financial protection. For the first time, his work combines the know-how of the world's most successful financial market players and his many years of consulting experience. Even complex investment strategies are explained in a comprehensible way without sacrificing precision. If you want to change your life and succeed, then this video is for you. Please subscribe to this channel and like this video if you would like to receive future updates from us. Passion Means Wealth by Tony Robbins. I enjoy the great privilege of working with people from all walks of life, leaders from politics, finance, entertainment, and sports, but also from the religious and spiritual worlds. I worked in the Middle East, where I brought together young Israelis and Palestinians in a leadership program in the West Bank. At first, they met each other with deep hatred, but within a week, it turned into a great friendship. Over the next 9 years, they continued to work together on various peace projects to support each other. Subsequently, the Dalai Lama came to our home in Sun Valley and later invited me to an interfaith peace conference in San Francisco in 2006. This conference took place during a week in April when the three monotheistic religions celebrate one of their most important holidays, Easter for Christians, Passover to commemorate the Exodus from Egypt for the Jews, and Maulid to Nabi, the birthday of Muhammad, for the Muslims. The timing of the conference was significant, as the event aimed to promote compassion and better understanding among all major religions. The Dalai Lama, dressed in deep red and saffron yellow robes, greets me in the ballroom of the Mark Hopkins Hotel with a warm affection and a deep laugh. He radiated warmth and joy, the living embodiment of the art of happiness that he preaches. The conference was attended by 100 people. I had the privilege of attending an intimate gathering attended by the Dalai Lama of the world's most eminent theologians and spiritual leaders. Hindus, Buddhists, members of the Episcopal and indigenous communities of America, Catholics, Jews, Sunnis, Shiites, to name but a few. This was a fascinating experience because it started as most conferences begin. That is, everyone was friendly, accommodating, and nice to each other. But when we got to the details of the body of the minds and historical conflicts, the dogmas and ideologies boiled over. The discussion became heated, everyone spoke at the same time, and no one listened to each other. Finally, the Dalai Lama raised his hand like a little boy in school. He was not at all angry, but his hand swung to and fro with a cheerful, Aurelian smile on his lips. One by one, he finally took walls, and old people were a little embarrassed because they had argued so fiercely and ignored their host. When silence fell, he dropped his arm. "Ladies and gentlemen, there is one thing we can all agree on," said the Dalai Lama. "The major faiths of this world are represented in this room, and many of us are considered leaders of our respective religions. We are all very proud of our Indian traditions, but I don't think we should lose sight of the purpose of religions and what the people we represent really want. What is the common denominator of a shepherd in Afghanistan and a financier in New York, a tribal chief in Africa and the mother of 10 children in Argentina, of a fashion designer in Paris and a weaver in Perth? They all want to be happy. That's the essence of it all," said His Holiness. "If what we're doing is more unfortunate, then we've failed. But what creates happiness and contentment? It's important to remember what you really want and true. The feeling of joy, freedom, security, or love. Be whatever you want to call it. Each of us finds a path that we believe will bring us happiness, satisfaction, fulfillment, or meaning. And there are endless ways. Some seek happiness through religion, nature, or relationships. Others believe that a great body, money, impressive titles, children, or business accomplishments will make them happy. But true wealth, as you and I know deep in our hearts, cannot be determined solely by the size of the account balance or the number of people accumulated. So what is the final secret, the key to a rich, fulfilled life? Enjoy it and share it with other people. But first, you need to act. As the saying goes, if what you have learned leads to knowledge, you become a fool. But if what you've learned leads to action, you can get rich. Remember that the reward comes with the work, not the words. So before you put this book aside, read through the final checklist and make sure you've taken the simple steps and are well on your way to building the life you want and deserve. Then take a deep breath and remind yourself what it's really about. Wealth is the ability to experience life in all its fullness. We all know that there are many forms of wealth: emotional wealth, relational wealth, intellectual wealth, physical wealth in the form of energy, strength, and vitality, and of course spiritual wealth, the feeling that our lives have a deeper meaning, that it follows a higher calling. One of the biggest mistakes we humans can make is to focus on a single form of wealth at the expense of all others. In truth, it's about achieving an exceptionally high quality of life, living a life of great quality, on their own terms. So far, we've focused on how to master the game of money multiplication and financial independence, because money can have a significant impact on everything from our psyche to our health to our intimate relationships. But it's important to remember that it's not possible to live an extraordinary life if you don't also master the game of relationships, fulfillment, and health. Being the richest person in the cemetery is not the goal. I will never forget attending a Cirque du Soleil performance with my children when the group of artists came to us in Del Mar, California almost 3 years ago. We were lucky enough to get VIP tickets and sat right at the stage. You could almost touch the artists. Just before the show started, I noticed that there were still 3 VIP seats next to us, and I thought, wow, someone is missing out on an impressive show. 2 minutes later, however, an incredibly obese man came in and descended the stairs with the help of a cane and 2 helpers. He must have weighed at least 200 kilos. When he sat down, he took all 3 seats, panting and sweating from the short aisle to the front row. I felt deep sympathy for this man and for my daughter, who was almost buried by his exuberant abundance of body, which spilled over the 3rd seat to her. I heard someone whisper behind me that he was the richest man in Canada. As it turned out, he was one of the richest people in Canada financially, a billionaire to be exact. Yet, at that moment, I couldn't think of anything but the pain he must have had to live with because he had focused solely on money while ignoring his health and physical well-being. He killed himself in installments, and by failing to master more than one aspect of his life, he couldn't enjoy what he could afford, not even a simple but magical evening at the theater. What's the point of great accomplishments if your life isn't in balance? And what's the point of accumulating riches if you've never taken the time to celebrate them and appreciate the life you have? There is nothing worse than a rich person who is chronically angry or unhappy. There's really no excuse for that, and yet I often observe this phenomenon. It is the result of an extremely unbalanced life in which expectations are too high and appreciation for what is available is too low. Without gratitude and appreciation for what we have, we will never find true fulfillment. What did Sir John Templeton say? If you have $1 billion and ingratitude, but you are poor. If you have little but are grateful for what you have, you are truly rich. How to cultivate your gratitude? Start by looking at the forces that control your feelings and thoughts. Our choices ultimately control the quality of our lives. In all the years I've worked with people, I've found that there are 3 key decisions we make at every moment of our lives. If we make these decisions without thinking, we end up like so many people who are physically unfit, emotionally drained, and often bored with their intimate relationships, or take them for granted, not to mention financial problems. However, if you make these 3 choices consciously, you can literally live your life in change in an instant. What are these 3 decisions that determine your quality of life? They determine whether you feel rich or poor at any given moment. We will discuss the decisions in the next part of video. That's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. In the description you will find the link to the book. What do you think of our video? Subscribe to more content like this, click the like button and share. Also, leave a comment if you have a topic you would like us to cover. Until next time, take care of yourselves.